You and 99% of people will never escape the 9-to-5 rat race. You've tried multiple online businesses and none of them seem to work, even though you're putting so much effort into them. You hate working this 9-to-5 job that you've got, and you hate the idea of making someone else rich. You know there's got to be more to life than what you are currently doing, but no matter what you do, you just can't find that thing that suddenly clicks and just works for you. Here's the problem. You have the completely wrong idea about what success actually is. The money trap. Right now, you think the success of your online business is determined by how much money that business makes, but that is not how this is going to work. That is not how you are going to go from a beginner to someone who can actually go ahead and leave your job. Because you need to understand that whatever online business you start, it isn't going to make money for you as a beginner. It's just simply not. You need to get that idea out of your head. You're thinking about business in this materialistic way. So what's the solution to this problem? I figured this solution out because it's made me consistent, it's made me work harder than I ever have before on this YouTube channel, and it's made me confident to actually leave my job. So in a month's time, I'm not going to be working a full-time 9-to-5 job. I will have escaped the rat race. And I'm going to take you through step by step in this video, a complete mindset shift that is going to take you from focusing on money and falling into this money trap that is currently keeping you locked into the 9-to-5 job, and take you out of that and into a more positive, healthy mindset that is actually going to drive growth, it's going to drive consistency, and ultimately it's going to lead you to be able to leave your 9-to-5 job and actually make money online. So the first step is you need to embrace something called rewardlessness. This is a concept that I barely hear anyone talk about, but as a beginner, you are not going to make any money online. And in fact, you probably won't even get that many followers or likes or shares or any kind of metrics at all to give you kind of any indication that you are doing well, that what you're doing is working. You just aren't going to have those signals coming in from the work that you put in. So we need to garner up this ability to work without getting any reward for the work that we do. So just install that mindset into your head from the get-go. It's going to sound pessimistic. It's going to sound negative. You're going to think, well, working rewardless, that doesn't sound fun. I kind of want to do this and make money straight away, right? That's the current mindset that you're in. Trust me, install this mindset into your brain that you will not be able to make money as soon as you start out, whether it's YouTube or SMMA or writing or whatever it is that you want to do. You will not make money in the first month or 2 months of doing this business. Get this concept out of your head. And even if you do make money from the first 30 days of you doing this, which is very unlikely, just keep this concept in your head, this mindset that you are going to work rewardless. And on the next step, I'm going to tell you how you can work rewardless and how this is going to help. But trust me, having this mindset from the get-go is going to help you massively later on in this video when I go into some of the more advanced kind of insights and things like that. So step 2, once you have accepted that you need to work rewardlessly, step 2 is to find reward in the work that you do. So this is the new mindset we're going to install and replace with the money trap mindset that you currently have. The work and the hard work that we do is in of itself the reward. So the reward is the work. When you are a beginner and you first start out on YouTube or whatever business that you want to run, the online business, you need to make the work that you do become the reward. So rather than the work feeling like work and then you not getting any reward from that work, the work itself actually becomes the reward, because that means that you will then want to work more on the business, which will innately lead to the business having a higher chance of actually bringing you real world reward like money. But when you have money as the focus in terms of I want to make this amount per month, I want to reach 10K per month, as all the gurus say, and you don't achieve that in your first 6 months or a year of running the business, and you become demotivated, and then that's when you officially say that the business didn't work and you give up. That is why so many people, that is why 99% of people never stick at a business that they choose. That is why you have ended up in this trap, the trap that I was in for the longest time, where you try multiple different businesses and they don't get you that reward straight away. They don't work out, and then you write them off as failing. Maybe you just say you're not good enough for it, or you weren't skilled enough to run that business. You weren't motivated enough. You weren't committed enough. And all those things are true, but that business only failed because it didn't reach your target of making a certain amount of money per month, but that was never the goal. If you have that as the goal from the get-go as a beginner, trust me, you are going to give up. I've been there, mate. Like, I've set up so many dropshipping businesses, print-on-demand businesses. From like the age of 15 all the way up to 19, I pretty much just tried every hot business that was going. SMMA, writing online. I had an Instagram car page at one point that I was running. I had the dropshipping stuff, and I tried all these different businesses, stuck at them for maybe 6 to 8 months. And then when they didn't make me any money, I gave up. So in this step, I need you to replace the money. Right now, for you, the money is the reward. You want that income, that online passive income, right? So that you can get out of your 9 to 5. Trust me, you're not going to be able to stick at a business if you come at it as a beginner with that mindset in place. You need to replace it where the work itself on the business is the reward. Forget about the money. You just want to work on this business anyway. So ask yourself, what actually excites you? Do you want to help people? Do you get excited about building up an aesthetic physique in the gym? Do you get excited about music? Do you get excited about drawing and artwork? Do you get excited about, I don't know, playing video games? As much as in this channel I don't really talk about playing video games, I don't recommend it. If that's something you get really excited about, then maybe that could be something that you could use as content for your business. I'm just asking you, what do you actually get excited about? Because again, the work itself that we're going to do is going to be the reward of the business, not the money. Because again, we're not going to get money in the start of the business. To be consistent, we need to have the work itself become the reward. We just want to work anyway. So what excites you? For me, it's exciting when I get a comment from one of my videos where someone's like, holy shit, this video has some really valuable advice in it. That gets me excited. I like it when I see that, and I get excited to then make another video and potentially help that same person or help another person. That actually gets me excited. It gets me excited to feel productive and have like lots of videos scheduled in YouTube Studio. That gets me excited. It makes me want to film. Again, I'm making the work become the reward. This is how you fight through that rewardless period that you've been in or are currently stuck in whilst you're trying to get out of your full-time job. That rewardless period is where most people, 99% of people, give up there. And that 1% of people that can go through this rewardless period where they're not getting paid anything but they're still working, those are the people that go on to actually do really well and have successful online businesses. And this advice that I'm giving you right now, trust me, is what is going to get you to be able to get through that rewardlessness period. You need to make the work itself the reward, not the money. Ask yourself what challenges you, what builds your character, what pushes your boundaries, what challenges your confidence, what challenges your ideas. Is there some work out there that maybe you don't find particularly fun, but you kind of find it interesting to see if you would be able to overcome it? Maybe like coding or something like that. If you're an amateur software developer and you kind of maybe want to create some product, some kind of software, is there some code language that really challenges you that you're kind of scared of, but maybe you kind of want to give it a go, right? Like JavaScript or something. Maybe you're on like HTML now or whatever. I don't really know code that well, but maybe you could try that, something that challenges you and actually grows your character. And then what makes you feel accomplished? I already talked about this. Posting the videos on this channel, being consistent and creating videos that I think are genuinely helping people with really good advice in them and having them scheduled out and kind of being productive. That makes me feel accomplished. That makes me feel motivated because I'm being productive. So ask yourself those 3 things. What excites you, challenges you, and what gives you that feeling of being productive? Like you feel like you've accomplished something in the day or in the week. That's sort of getting you out of bed in the morning. That's what you want to go do that work. And that leads me on to step 3, which is now that you've asked yourself what kind of tasks that you actually would work on, even if you never got paid for it, you would just do it anyway because it makes you feel accomplished, it challenges you, and it excites you. You can put those 3 things together and you can actually choose a business that can fuel your creative desire that's inside of you. Again, we're making the work the reward. Everyone has a creative burning passion inside of them, something that they yearn to put their time and energy into. For me, this is the YouTube channel. Again, this YouTube channel, go look at the subscribers. It's a small channel. I don't get many views. I'm going through that period of rewardlessness right now, right? I don't get a reward for posting these videos on YouTube. Why am I still doing it? How am I still being consistent on YouTube? How do I get up in the morning and go and actually record these videos? It's because the work itself is the thing that I find fun. The work itself is the thing that I find exciting and challenging. And that's how I came to pick YouTube as a business, because I wanted to challenge my confidence. I'm not a confident person. I'll be honest with you, mate. I am not a confident person. I'm quite self-conscious. And so what was quite challenging for me was getting the camera on the tripod, hitting record. But now, 200 and something videos later, I'm way more confident in my actual social life, and in life in general, I'm more confident because I've built up my confidence from recording myself talk about self-improvement for the last 2 years. Okay, so that's challenging. It's challenged me to do that. YouTube was the thing that could offer that challenge for me. Again, the feeling of accomplishment, right? Creating kind of little assets on the internet, little videos that are kind of like assets in themselves that I can post onto a channel. That made me feel productive, right? I'm creating something that's on the internet, and the more I create, the bigger my channel gets, and I feel like I'm building this real thing that could be helpful, this kind of like library of information, and that makes me feel accomplished. So ask yourself, once you've asked those 3 questions, what excites you, what challenges you, and what motivates you and makes you feel productive, what business can facilitate those 3 desires? Is it SMMA? Do you find it challenging to send cold emails and try and get new clients? Do you find it challenging to run Google ads and Facebook ads for clients and try and generate them leads or sales on their website? And then do you find it exciting? Does that get you up in the morning? If it does, go for it. Go make a social media marketing agency, like a small one, and start up and start getting your clients. Whatever business it is you choose, just make sure it's ticking these boxes. Don't do what I did and start off doing drop shipping and then realize that it doesn't excite you and it doesn't challenge you, and it's supposed to be this very easy passive business, right? Because again, when you go through that period of rewardlessness where you're working on the dropshipping business like I did for 3 years, and you get maybe a couple sales here and there, but nothing insane, you can't finish that period of rewardlessness. You cannot become that 1% of people that break through the barrier and continue to be consistent with the business, because you don't enjoy the work itself. So when you don't get financial reward from the business, but you also don't get a feeling of personal reward for working on the business, you just can't do it, right? You give up and the business fails, you give up. And again, that's the thing that's the point that you're probably at right now. You fucking don't want to be in this 9-to-5 job anymore, but you're locked in the 9-to-5 job because you cannot escape this period of rewardlessness that comes when you're setting up an online business. So again, ask yourself these 3 things, and what business can you pick and start working on right now that is going to facilitate those deep primordial desires, the excitement and the challenge, the feeling of accomplishment. Step 4 is to understand that overnight success takes 10 years. You need to be working on this for a long time. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take 10 years to become an overnight success, but the whole point of this quote is that when people see overnight successes and they see YouTubers going viral and they see guys who suddenly burst out and make it, right? And they have their success story and they see people, they look up to other YouTubers and other businessmen who are doing well. You often think that they got lucky, that they were the lucky ones that just did it. And this is super demotivating when you hear this. It's going to massively demotivate you, and it's going to make it even more difficult to go through this rewardless period. But the people who were overnight successes, the people who went viral, the people whose YouTube channels finally took off, they posted 200, 300, 400 videos before that one video took off. They had to go through a period where they would get 10, 20, 30 views. So how do you keep working on a business without having that viral overnight success part of it come in? Well, all the work that comes before the big spike, right? Because business doesn't just go like that, like a straight line in terms of success and views and money and followers. It is nothing, and then it'll eventually work, okay? As you continue to upskill yourself and get better at what you do and improve the business, you will have a time in your life when it just works. It just clicks, right? That click that we said at the beginning. That is what's going to allow you to leave your job finally and to actually work on this business full time, this online business. But if you cannot get through this period of not getting paid and rewardlessness, then you will not be able to get to that point where the business just suddenly does well, when it suddenly clicks, right? When your audience suddenly finds you. And again, it's because you're focused on the money. You're focused on how much the business generates. You're focused on dropshipping because some guru said that you can make 10K a month in 30 days from starting dropshipping. And when that doesn't happen, you say the business has failed. You're in the money trap where you're focused on money. That is the focus. It's the external materialistic desires. And you need to remove that from your mind and focus on the work. What work fulfills you, makes you feel productive, excites you. Every online business works, and the one that you pick will work, but you need to enjoy the work that goes into that business. Otherwise, you're not going to stick at it and you're going to give up, and that business will be yet another failure in the long list of business models that you've tried and just didn't quite work out for you. So, hope you got some value out of that video. Hope it helped you in any way. If it did and you got this far into it, please leave me a comment or a like. It helps the channel out. I do appreciate any feedback that you can give me. And I'm always trying to get better, improve my videos, speak better, script better, have a better structure for the videos. So hopefully this video has been one of the ones that has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, bro. And I'll see you in the next one.